Hi, Cancer. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-February 2025 love reading. Thanks to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, this works will be in front of us. It's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, and that's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left is your energy and the cards on the right is the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Princess of Arrows. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Swords. And this could just be saying that in the past you might have had some nervousness around communicating with this person, but ultimately I feel like this is saying that for the majority of you, you eventually did go through with it. Especially when we see the butterflies there, it makes me think of that old saying, butterflies in the stomach. And then also, if you look at the Page of Swords in most decks, they tend to look like they're a little bit timid with their stance, like they're not super comfortable in that position. So could just be saying that there was some nervousness on your part to open lines of communication with this person in the past, but it looks like you did go through with it. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like this is saying that once you did open those lines of communication, you might have found that the connection became very reciprocal, right? So you might have found like they were open and communicative with you in return, right? So might have felt like a real nice balance that the two of you had going in the past. All right. And the present could just be saying that currently you're focusing more on work at this time. So, and I feel like you were probably communicating that to this person as well. You might have let them know, hey, things are getting a little bit busy for me at this time. Now, that could be for a few different reasons. I know we have Aries has Venus in it, and Aries is your 10th house of career and social status, so maybe that's helping things pick up within that area of your lives right now. But yeah, I feel like this is saying that ultimately you could just have your focus more toward your work at this time, and I feel like this is saying, you're probably upfront with them about it and still trying to give energy to the connection, but it could just be where you're more focused on your individual goals at this time. All right, present energy on their side, we have the High Priestess. So to me this says that ultimately, like I felt in the past, where it felt like they met you with reciprocal energy. Like this is saying that as you focus on your own thing for a while, I feel like this is saying that they'll do the same. I feel like this is saying that they're good to withdraw and just keep their energy to themselves for a while. So looks like this will be the current state where you guys are in right now, where there might not be a whole lot of communication and connection, but I feel like there's at least an understanding. Right, future energy on your side, we have Awakening. So this is the equivalent of the Sun in traditional tarot. So it could just be saying that for some of you, maybe even for example, when we officially move into Pisces season, right? Given that that's a supportive water sign for you guys, maybe that's when you'll feel a little bit more re-energized and able to give more energy toward the connection. And future energy on their side, we have the Three of Cups. So there's definitely Three of Cups is normally a pretty celebratory energy in most tarot decks, although if I could get this to focus, we'll see that it's a little bit of a heavier imagery in this deck in particular. So it could just be saying that, and maybe that's even why you're getting that awakening energy, right? Because maybe you get so wrapped up in your work that a lot more time might pass than you realize. So it could just be saying that you might actually get some signs from spirit just kind of reminding you, like, hey, don't forget you kind of have this connection going, right? So you might just get so wrapped up in your own thing that you might leave this person out of the loop for a little bit too long to where they might start to get a little bit restless. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Six of Cups. So this could even just be pointing to possibly the time that we're in right now, where, like I said, it looks like you might be just more focused on your own goals at this time, and this could just be saying that through that time apart, you might actually start to appreciate this person more. Right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Five of Pentacles. So Five of Pentacles in a lot of decks tends to have a pretty heavy dramatic energy to it, right? But here we do see there's the Five Pentacles on the table. It actually looks like they're having a good time together, right? We see it looks like she's laughing. So it could just be one of those things where, to me, this says that, yeah, even if there is that little stretch of time where you guys might have disconnected for a bit and maybe that went a little bit longer than you were planning on, I feel like this is saying that ultimately when you come back into the picture, this person will be pretty good with letting bygones be bygones and you guys could get the connection back on track. All right, so moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see if we get from the messages. I love our Oracle card deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, but we'll give it a few more shuffles, cut the deck, and pull a card. All right, we'll take this card here and get this out of the way. And next, we'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle deck. I did pre-shuffle this deck as well, but we'll give it a few more shuffles, cut the deck, and pull a card. Okay, so we'll take this card here, get this out of the way, and we'll take a look at the messages of Oracle card first. Okay, we have trust. Let's see if we get that to focus. There we go. It says it is safe to trust in this situation. So yeah, so I feel like that could resonate with either side here, right? Because like I said, it looks like you might be more focused on individual goals for a bit, but like I said, I feel like you more than likely would be open in communicating that, and then this person seems like I said, it seems like they'd be fine to do their own thing in the meantime. And then for their sake, right, like if the disconnect goes a little bit longer than they would like, I feel like this is saying, that things will come back together. So if you resonate more with the energy on this side, I can see how that plays out there too. But from the Wisdom Oracle deck, we have Chaos and Conflict. There's the artwork and the number 33. So, before we even look at the message in the book for that, I feel like this goes along with what I was saying there to where, I feel like you might even get these nudges from the spirit in the future, like, hey, don't forget you have this connection, right? So I feel like this is saying, try not to let that, try not to get wrapped up in your own thing for too long, right? To where you almost forget you're even in this connection, but we'll see what it has to say. Okay, the relationship message says, stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, and what's really important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So yeah, actually reading through that makes me feel like that message might be more for those of you who resonate with the energy on the right, where like I said, if the disconnect goes too long, maybe this person might start to get a little flustered and bothered by that, right? To where they might start to think of confronting the situation, but in a more negative way. So that could be why that message is coming across there, saying about, can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground and soon the air will clear, right? So yeah, could just be one of those things where it could just be a bit of a bumpy ride for a bit. And that does make me think the fact that we'll have, Venus is already in shadow, and then it'll be in shadow all of February pretty much, and then retrograde in March. So that could be where these stormy emotions might come from. But again, like I said, I feel like it'll be mainly short-lived for the majority of you, and then you guys get things back on track. And like I said, you might even get these nudges from Spirit through signs and synchronicities, kind of reminding you like, hey, try not to be too hands off with the connection. Just try to check in from time to time. So, hope that resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.